real estate agents. Welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga. How are you doing today, Joey?
I'm feeling blessed today, Jeff. How are you?
You are?
I am.
Hey, we have a great guest with us in the house today, and that is Karin Carr with Keller Williams Coastal Area Partners and creator of the YouTube channels Georgia Coast Homes and YouTube for Agents. Welcome, Karin.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Absolutely. No, this is going to be great. You know what? I always need refresher on this type of stuff because what you share is, especially how it's impacted your business. I mean, it's just awesome. So I know agents, they might have heard, I think you were on a podcast with us. Gosh, it was probably over a year ago now.
Yeah, I think it's been a while.
So I am definitely personally ready to hear an update, like what's happened with your business and how it's all blown up and, you know, how you became an Amazon bestseller with your book and everything. So
you got it.
Right into it. First, I want to say thank you big time to Security Title Agency and Fidelity National Home Warranty for sponsoring the show. All right, Karin. So why don't we start with how long you've been in real estate, just to kind of give the agents a refresher if they heard your last one. If not, so new agents can kind of hear how long you've been in the real estate world.
Sure. I got licensed in 2005, right at the very height of the market. I sold my very first house and then the market completely crashed. So I always joke that apparently it was my fault. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
That's okay. What it was. It was you.
Yeah, it was me. I got my license and everything went straight downhill from there.
And here we were looking at all these economic indicators and everything, and it was just there and getting a license. So been quite a while now. So when you talked to us last time, you had I don't know how long you've been doing video at that time, but your entire business, well, not entire business, but your business is built around you doing videos, right?
Yeah, it's my entire business pretty much. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So why don't you share with the agents that are watching, listening a little bit about, you know, what was the light bulb moment? What made you decide I have to do video?
Well, we lived in Atlanta at the time and I was blogging. And I enjoy writing, and I feel like I have a pretty good writing style. It sounds very conversational and like you're getting to know my personality. And I would much rather write for half an hour a day than cold call people. So I was blogging, and I read something online that said if you embed a YouTube video in the blog post, it was something like 43 times more likely to show up on the first page of Google search results simply because it had a YouTube video embedded in it. So I thought, oh, all right, well, I got to do that. And so I was going to YouTube and using other people's videos. I'd find a video that the Chamber of Commerce did or the local city. They did like a drone aerial video. And I was using their video and just putting it on my blog post, basically resharing it. And then I thought, well, I should just make my own video. I mean, how hard could it be, right? Because you don't have any idea. You've never done it before. So I kind of went into it not having any idea how hard it could possibly be. And as a result, I think I just didn't overthink it. I just made videos and I started putting them in my blog post. And then my husband got transferred. We went to Savannah. And like 3 days after I got here, I got my first lead from YouTube where they said, we found your channel. We've been watching all of your videos. We feel like we know you already. We're selling our house in New York. We're going to move to Atlanta. We want you to represent us. And I was like, seriously? I literally moved 5 hours away last week. You couldn't have called me a month ago, right? So I had to refer him to one of my former coworkers. But when he said, I feel like I know you already, nobody ever said that after reading my blog post, but they said that after watching the video, right? So I figured, well, I'll just skip right over the blog and go straight to the video. I'll just make videos once a week instead of writing this 3,000 word blog post. I'll just make a video talking about my area. And within months, I mean, I went from 18 subscribers on the channel when I started to about 100 subscribers in maybe 4 months. I mean, it didn't happen overnight. It took several months. But once it started doing that, and then I got another phone call. Hey, we're going to move to Florida. We want you to list our house. Will you come over and give us a listing presentation? So I'm thinking it's a traditional listing presentation where I'm up against other people and I have to do my whole presentation and I have to prove, like, why should you hire me? I just moved here 3 months ago. They don't know that, but Maybe they did. I don't know. So I'm thinking I'm going into battle, and I do my listing presentation, and I said, so who else are you interviewing? And they said, nobody, we've already picked you. And it was like, what? That blew my mind. In the 12, 14 years that I'd been in real estate, that had never happened to me before. I'd never gotten a come list me phone call unless it was like my mom's next door neighbor and she already knew me. This was a random internet lead that picked me sight unseen because they felt like they already knew me, they liked me, and they trusted me. So that really cemented it. It was like, I am on the right path. This is what I'm going to do. This is my primary method of lead generation. So I make a video that I put on YouTube once a week. That's it. 70% of my business or more is coming from the YouTube channel. It's crazy.
70%. Wow. That's a good
number.
number.
I was going to ask you that, like how much of your business is coming from there? 70%. That's a big number. Yep. And mostly organic then, right? Are you doing any ads?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I got an offer on a property just about an hour ago. And when I remember when she called me and said, I want you to come list my house. Again, it was a come list me. I said, how did you find me? And she said, I Googled the best realtor in Pooler, which is the name of the town where the house is. Now, I've never written a blog post or made a video about like the best realtor in Pooler or anything, but that just shows you the power of search engine optimization. YouTube is owned by Google. YouTube is a search engine. Google is the biggest search engine. It owns the number 2 biggest search engine. When you dominate your market with SEO like that, you just get found organically. That was not an ad I had to run. That was not a Google pay-per-click ad. It was not a Facebook ad. It was literally, she just went on the internet and did some sort of Google search, and I showed up because I've got a bazillion videos talking about the area.
Yeah, no, that's great. Oh, and agents, I forgot to mention at the beginning too that Karin is going to be doing a guest presentation, if you will. Our next webinar on June 10th will be YouTube, and it's going to be Karin sharing all her little secrets.
Yes, indeed.
Make sure to check out that. No, that's awesome. So you kind of answered then my next question, because I was going to ask you. So you decided video, and then YouTube primarily is because of the algorithms, because of the search optimization, right?
Yep. I mean, I really feel like on Facebook and Instagram, people are not there looking for real estate information. So they might see your videos, but they weren't intentionally seeking them out. Whereas on YouTube, they are. Either they're on YouTube doing a search or they're on Google doing a search, but they're looking for your information. They're expressing an interest in a real estate transaction. I mean, they're not Googling moving to Phoenix if they're not thinking about moving to Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of your tips then for figuring out what types of videos to actually do?
They are not about your listings. Nobody is on YouTube wanting to look at interior tours of your listings. And that's what I see the vast majority of people doing. Instead, think of if somebody was, honey, we want to buy our first house this year. Let's finally do it. Let's stop being renters. We're going to buy a house. What questions would they have? What are they going to start searching for on Google? And then you're trying to put yourself in their shoes, imagining, remember when I was a first buyer, what were the questions that I had? What would I be searching for? And then what could I make a video about answering that question so that I will show up in the search results when they start doing it? You've got to be thinking about what do they want to know, and then make content that they want to watch. It's not about us and look at me and I'm a top producer and I'm so fancy and I've got all these awards and I'm so great and I'm just going to make this a 3-minute commercial about why I'm the best real estate agent in town. Nobody wants to watch that. But if you make a video about guess what? Down payment assistance is coming back. Do you want to get a grant for $5,000 to help you buy your first house? People will watch that video all day long.
Yeah. So when you post these videos, so if you're doing, say, one a week, and you're obviously posting that to YouTube, do you do it on a specific day of the week, every single week? And then are you also taking that content and making a blog post as well?
So to answer the first question, yes, I do it the same day and roughly the same time every single week. My posting day is Monday morning at 9 a.m., Why that day, I have absolutely no idea. I literally just pulled it out of thin air, but I committed to it. And so that's what I've stayed with. And even though in retrospect, nobody should be watching YouTube videos at 9 a.m. on Monday, right? They've all just gotten to work after the weekend. They should be getting to work. They're probably not sitting around watching YouTube videos. Then again, maybe they are, I don't know. But in theory, that should not be a great day. But that was the day that I chose, and I've committed to it. And now people know to expect my content on Monday morning at 9 a.m. So I get a lot of views on Monday, even though Monday is probably not the best day in the world for it. So I don't think it really matters, because when they do the Google search, it was not Monday morning at 8:59 in order for them to find that video. They did it, 7 months down the road at 2 a.m. That's when they found the video. So it doesn't really matter, but you being consistent matters. So if you say, I'm going to post every Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m., that's when you post. And you don't just skip a day because you got busy, and you don't skip a day because you had a cold. And you don't just skip a day because, I went on vacation. Like, well, plan ahead. If you know you're going to go on vacation, record your video and upload it before you go, and then just schedule it to go out on Thursday or Tuesday afternoon. You just plan ahead.
Yeah.
What was the second question?
That's a good question.
Yeah. What your second question was?
Do you also share
the blog post?
The blog post.
Sometimes. If it's a really good video and I think it would do well in a blog version as well, then yes, sometimes I do. And I used to do it myself. Then I got busy and I got a virtual assistant. Most of the time, we literally just transcribe the video and then copy and paste the transcription into a blog post, throw in a few photos, graphics, infographics, embed the video in it, and then call it a blog post. But probably takes like half an hour to put that together. It's not really super time intensive.
Got it. So I was looking at your channels, and I'm noticing that your thumbnails are very crisp, right? I mean, the colors pop. You don't put a lot of words on there, and it's mainly looks like you've taken several different shots of you, right, and had those kind of ready to go. So share a little bit about, because I know people ask all the questions about how do I do video, how to do that, but share a little bit about your titles and your thumbnails. Like, how do you come up with the titles, and then how the creativity with the thumbnails?
Oh, that's a good question. My thumbnails have definitely evolved over time. And back in the day, like that one that we're looking at right now, buying a house long distance, that's one of my earlier thumbnails. And I didn't think it was bad, but they've definitely evolved over the years. And you're trying to put very little text on the thumbnail, 3, 4, 5 words. It has to be a very large font because people are watching on their phones.
Yeah.
And if you have to go get your reading glasses to see what it said, then nobody wants to do that. So if it's going to have text, and it doesn't have to have text, but if it does, we want it to be very large and legible. I like to put shadows behind it and make some depth, make it seem almost like it's 3D, so that it will show up in the search results and kind of stand out against all of the other videos on the same topic. I mean, if you go to YouTube and you type in like, what is title insurance? You're going to find a million videos. Mm-hmm. You want yours to just like leap off of the page because it is so colorful and eye-catching, and it creates some sort of feeling in your, like it invokes curiosity, or it makes you feel something. My video that I posted on Monday was called 7 Reasons You Will Hate Living in Savannah. And people are like, ooh, that's such strong language. I don't like that. And yes, that was intentional. I used the word hate in the title because I'm trying to invoke some sort of feeling in the viewer and make them go, well, what is she going to say? I got to know. What are the 7 things I'm going to hate? And then, of course, they're all really just kind of pros pitched as cons.
Sure.
You know, our airport is really small. We have 1 terminal with 13 gates. That's the whole thing. However, you don't have to show up 3 hours before your flight. There's never a line for security, and long-term parking is like $4 a day. So it's actually a good thing, in my opinion, but we kind of, pitched it as a con. I said it was very humid here, and I made a joke about how your hair gets bigger over time. You look like Rosanna Dana by the time the end of the day comes because of the humidity. Ha, ha, ha. It's not that big of a deal. It's hopefully not something that would make people not want to move here after all. But by having this video with a very controversial title, I posted it Monday morning at 9. And as of when I looked at it a couple hours ago, it had like 350 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that is far outperforming a lot of my other videos. Why? Because it had a very strongly worded title. You got to think about the title. It can't just be Savannah is nice. It has to be something it's the same as if you're at the library and you're looking at all the books, or you're at Barnes and Noble, or you're on Amazon looking in the Kindle section. How do you pick a book? You pick it based on the title and on the cover. And you're not supposed to pick it on the cover, but you do. So the title and the cover are a big deal.
Yeah.
I was noticing the art that you have, the channel art. How important is that?
When I arrive on somebody's channel, I want to know, where are you located? Because if I'm in Savannah, but you're in Phoenix, I know you're not going to be able to sell my house for me. So I need to know where you're located. I want to know what the channel is about. Is this a real estate channel? Are you a loan officer? Are you a plumber? Are you a retail store owner? What is the channel about? How often are you going to upload? Because if you're only posting once every 3 months, I'm not going to come back looking for more information. You've got to be posting regularly. And what's in it for me? Why do I care? Why would I want to subscribe? So on my channel art, I'm trying to let them know this is about real estate information in the Savannah, Georgia area. We are posting every single Monday. There's a little picture of my teammates and me. And our tagline is relocation redefined. We are helping people that are relocating into the Savannah area and don't really know anything about it. And then in the bottom right-hand corner of the channel art, you can put links to Facebook and Instagram and all your social media channels, but you can also link to a landing page where you have some sort of opt-in. So mine is get your free relocation guide. Please don't all go download my relocation guide now, because my team will follow up with you afterwards. But when somebody downloads that, they get this relocation guide that it took me a week to make. I'm not going to lie. It's not like it doesn't take time and effort. But when you close 6 figures in commission over your little relocation guide that you made in Canva, I think that that's time well spent.
Yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
if they land on your channel and it's like, get my free relocation guide, if you have earned their trust by making all of these videos that are very, very helpful, and they're not just a big sales pitch the whole time, when they opt in and say, yeah, I want to get your relo guide, 9 times out of 10, they put in a valid phone number. And when you call them, they go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. Like, I've just been watching all of your videos. You're famous. And they feel special because you called them. It's kind of crazy that anybody thinks that you're famous because you have this little YouTube channel, but that's the perception.
Right. Absolutely. That one thumbnail that was there, the 7 lives, was that, did it have like a demon face on it?
Yes, it was. Okay. So I made that in Canva. It's literally just one of the stickers in Canva.
Yeah.
Like I typed in the word hate to see what would show up. And it's like a little angry guy with fiery hair and said, you'll hate it here if.
I feel like the video should start with this. I never get to use that button, so now I did.
Now you did.
That's the only reason why you asked that question?
That's the only no. Check. No. No, the artwork is cool. So you do everything in Canva then?
Yeah, most of the time. Most of the time I make it myself. I did hire somebody on Fiverr that made a whole bunch of thumbnails for me at one point, but you have to plan ahead to do that. And I am not the greatest at planning ahead. So if I'm going to post it on Monday morning and I don't order the thumbnail until Saturday, then it's usually not ready in time for me to post it on Monday. So I finally just said, I got to suck it up and do it myself and get better at making thumbnails, or else I have to be a lot more organized, which sadly I really am not.
Yeah. So do you see that you're getting do you get more buyers or sellers, do you think, from your videos?
We get more buyers. We probably
Okay.
get 70% buyers,
Like the whole
30%
relocation thing, I would
sellers.
assume.
Right.
Okay.
Just because of the nature of the topics that we're putting on our channel. However, the very first lead I got from the channel was a seller. The second lead I got from the channel was a seller. So you still get seller leads. You're still establishing yourself as a local area authority on this topic. But if you are making videos for like millennial first-time buyers, you're going to get mostly millennial first-time buyers. The person you're trying to attract with the content that you make is who you're going to get the most of.
Got it. So it's really important then for agents to, or do you think it's important for agents to really find a specific niche, right? The one thing, I mean, should they make their channel so specific that it is targeting that one niche? Or do you see people make mistakes of they cover everything and it's just too much and people don't know what they're really good at?
Yeah, I really feel like if you go broad, you're not going to attract anybody. You just can't, you won't ever establish yourself as an authority on this topic if you're trying to talk about everything to everybody. So if you want to work mostly with sellers, okay, great. What type of sellers? Do you want to work with seniors that are downsizing? I mean, Jeff, we've had this conversation a million times about your right sizing information. If you want to attract that type of person, what do they want to know? They're not Googling what is escrow. They're not Googling how much is title insurance. They're saying things like, is it more cost effective to own a single story property or a 2-story house? What are some good neighborhoods where they mow the grass for you? What are some neighborhoods in town that are gated with a pool where, you know, they have stuff to do on Saturday nights at the clubhouse? 55 and over communities. Those are the sort of things that they're Googling. So if you have a very specific focus, it just makes it so much easier for you to figure out what you're going to talk about in all of these videos. And then it makes it easier for that person to find you.
Yeah. Okay.
Good point.
I'm sure you're going to go into some of this in the webinar that we're going to do as well. But you use certain tools, right, to try to find the right phrases?
Yes.
Okay. So
absolutely. So doing
like
keyword research, let's see. There are two that I really, really like. One is called TubeBuddy, TUBE, TubeBuddy. And that will allow you to do keyword research. It helps you make your thumbnails. It helps you put tags and descriptions and playlists and all the different things. It lets you do split testing. Like you can do, I'm doing this right now. I have 2 different titles. I wanted to see which title would get more clicks. So you run it as a split test. You upload your video and you put in title A, title B, and you say, I'm going to run it for 4 days and
Really?
let's see which one gets the most clicks. So you can do some really cool things with TubeBuddy. Lets you do this advanced keyword research. It tells you how competitive is it going to be. If you make a video with this as your title, how likely are you to rank at the top of the search results based on how competitive it is and how much authority your own YouTube channel has? Because the smaller and newer your channel, the less authority you have. And then after you've been around for a couple of years with all of this content, you're getting a lot of subscribers, you build up this authority in the eyes of the algorithm, and it kind of tells you, you have a pretty good chance of ranking for this, or no, this one's going to be way too hard. I would skip it and try something else. So I really do like this TubeBuddy program a ton.
Wow.
Then there's another one called Keywords Everywhere, which is just for doing keyword research. Doesn't really help you optimize the YouTube channel so much as to just learn what people are searching for. So for example, you have to pay for it. It's $10 for 100,000 search credits, and it's a plugin for either Chrome or Firefox. And you say, okay, I've got this idea to do a video about, let's see. One of my coaching students lives in Phoenix, and you guys are in Phoenix, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She does a lot of videos about this neighborhood called Verano, I think it is.
Okay.
Verado. That's what it is.
Yes.
So she'll do videos about Verado, and it will say something like, what is it like to live there? Or how much does it cost to live there? Or give me a tour and show me what the amenities are like, or something like that. And she's really able to establish herself as the local expert for that community. And she goes in keywords everywhere, and she does her research of how many people are typing that exact phrase into the Google search bar on a monthly basis, so that I know how much demand there is for that topic.
Got it.
And
You're not looking for those grand slam, like, a million people have searched this. You're looking for.
Well, I am not. Right? No, because if you're doing, like, what would a good example be? I mean, if you're competing against Zillow, you're not going to win, right? You're a small, local little channel. You're not going to win against somebody that has millions and millions of dollars to spend on advertising every single month.
Yeah.
So don't go after the huge keywords. Go after the long tail keywords. Go after something like, what is the cost of living in Scottsdale? Can I live in Scottsdale and commute to Phoenix? Is it less expensive to live in Phoenix, or is it less expensive to live in Scottsdale? How far is Phoenix from Tucson? I mean, they're searching for those sort of phrases. And then you say, okay, what is the exact phrase that they're typing into the search bar? Are they typing in, I don't know, commuting to Tucson from Phoenix? Or how far a drive is it from Tucson to Phoenix? Or can I live in Tucson and work in Phoenix? Like, what exactly are they typing into the search bar? And then once you know that, that's your keyword. Okay, good. So I'm going to make a video on that topic, and I'm going to drop that keyword into my video every now and then. I'm going to put it in the tags. I'm going to put it in the description, probably even going to put it in the title as well, so that after you make this video, the YouTube algorithm says, aha, I understand what this video is about. And now I have an idea of who I should show it to.
Right. Okay. So it'd be better to, the whole idea is it's better to show up on the first page, right? If only with 500 people searching it, than to show up on the fifth page if there's 500,000 people searching it.
Absolutely. Because
they're not going to probably go past that first page, right? Of videos.
Yeah. Like, where's the best place to hide a dead body? On the second page of Google, because no one will ever go there. Right. And so I would so much rather rank in the top 2 or 3 for something that gets 150 searches a month that indicates that they have a high intent of buying or selling a house in my market.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And that's probably the number one thing that probably number 2, I guess, when we try to teach video for agents, their number one thing is, I don't really want to be in front of the camera, but if they're willing to, then their next thing is, well, I don't really know what to talk about.
Right.
So I think there's plenty of tools out there now that can search and see what are people asking about, what are they searching for? And they probably would never run out of ideas for videos.
I've been doing it for 3 years and I haven't run out of ideas. And it doesn't have to be extremely broad things like, what is earnest money? What is a good faith deposit? What is due diligence? It doesn't have to be just super broad real estate topics. It could be things that are more specific to your area, because what you call something is different than what I call something. You're probably in an escrow state. I'm in an attorney state. So we have different wording for different things. And if you make it specific to your area, yes, it gets fewer searches a month, but we know that the people are local. Like, if they're typing in something about Phoenix, it's a good stands to reason that they're looking for something in Phoenix, right? So why not make a topic that is relevant to them? And then I also say it should be a real estate topic most of the time, because just because they're saying where's the best coffee shop or who's got the best fish tacos doesn't mean that they want to buy or sell a house in the immediate future. And on Facebook, that doesn't really work as far as real estate information. People just are not on Facebook looking for how to buy and sell a house. That's not why they're there. It's not where they're looking for it. And so if you make all this real estate content and put it on Facebook, it doesn't perform very well. But if you interview the local fish taco stand owner and people love that video, well, that's great. It got 1 million views, but did it bring you a client? Most of the time, no. It might be somebody, I don't know, it could be the owner of the fish taco stand who said, you're awesome, I want to use you to buy my next house. But wouldn't it be great if the whole video was about a real estate topic and every single person that watched the video was interested in that topic and could then potentially be a client for you? So, I mean, yes, I have done videos about things that were not real estate related, but they're few and far between.
Got it. And I know now that you bring up Facebook also, I know agents ask a lot, well, can I use the same video on both platforms?
And I would say no, because they are looking for two totally different types of information. Like the videos that I make for YouTube go over like a lead balloon on Facebook. Like people are just not looking for that there. It might show up in their timeline and they might see it in their newsfeed, but they weren't looking for it and they pretty much scroll right past it. And just because Facebook says, oh, you got 700 views, I'm going to say, no, you didn't, because they counted as a view after 3 seconds. And literally they were scrolling and they're like, what? It's in the second drawer. And then they keep scrolling. That was not a view, but Facebook will say that it was a view. On YouTube, it's a view after 30 seconds. So they have to watch it for a while in order for it to be counted as a view. And in my opinion, there's just so much more intent on YouTube than there is on Facebook or Instagram. So like I'm not doing this so that I can be a household name and be famous. I'm doing this because I want to get clients out of it. And it absolutely brings me clients.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I know you're going to share a lot more in the webinar, so I don't want us to do too much here, but any other things that you definitely want agents to know before we move into the next segment here?
Well, you said people that don't want to be on camera. You can make videos and not be on camera. It's going to take longer for people to establish a rapport with you, or I guess vice versa, for you to establish rapport with the viewer if your face is not on camera. If you're at least doing a voiceover and we can hear your voice, that's better than nothing. And if you don't even want to do that, well, you can do screencasts, I guess, and do slideshow videos, but you're not going to see a very big, you're not going to get a lot from it. So what if you just went to a neighborhood with one of those suction cups that you put on your dashboard and you put your phone in it and it's pointing out through your windshield and you drive around and you're talking about this neighborhood. This is Bridge Mill, and here's the restaurant, and here's the clubhouse, and here's the pool, and here's the this, and the average time to sell, and the average house prices, and the average size, and Publix is right outside the neighborhood, and it's about 2 miles from the freeway entrance, and you're telling them all of this stuff. You're not on camera, but you're narrating, so at least we hear your voice, and those at least will get your feet wet until you're brave enough to put yourself on the camera. Then when you can be on camera, you could just be that little tiny circle in the bottom left-hand corner. You don't have to be like giant blown up billboard size, right? You could be doing a screencast with your face down in the corner until you get brave enough and you see that nothing's going to happen to you just because you're on video. And you know what? You look the same on camera as you do when I see you at Kroger. You look how you look. So there's nothing to be afraid of. Will there be trolls on YouTube? Yes. Do they say mean things? Yes. I had somebody, like, you can see my gray roots are starting to come in, and they said something like, you really need to color your hair before you get on camera. And I was like, really? Because I just got a $10,000 commission check from this video. So I'm going to respectfully say that I don't really care what you think.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Let's see. You have your book, YouTube for Agents, right? Or YouTube for Real Estate Agents?
Yeah.
As well as you have your own training course, correct?
I do. Yep. It was so funny. When I started making all of these videos, I had agents just calling me constantly saying, is this working for you? Are you actually getting business from this? Would you teach me how to do it? And I said, are you kidding? I don't even have time to brush my hair, let alone teach you how to do this too. So I created an online course and launched it 2 years ago, and it's been an amazing success. So Yep, that has expanded and taken on a life of its own. It's pretty awesome. So you can find out more at youtubeforagents.com.
No, that's great. All right. Are you ready to get in the ring?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the ring. Yes.
Yeah, I sent you all
Lay
the
it on
questions.
me.
You have your answers ready, right?
No,
I'm just
sure.
All right, here we go. What do you think the reason is that many agents are not successful?
I think we try to do too many things. We try to be on all the platforms, doing all of the things, and it's very, very easy to get overwhelmed and burned out. So I decided that YouTube would be my one thing, and I literally just put all of my energy into mastering YouTube, and it's been enormously successful. So I say I don't even have an Instagram channel or account for my Georgia Coast Homes channel. I don't even have one, and it has not stopped me at all. If you want to get to the point where you're super successful and then go hire a virtual assistant who can do it for you, more power to you, but you really don't need it. I would say just pick one thing that you can go all in on, and you'll be successful no matter what that one thing is.
Awesome. How about a favorite mobile app? YouTube.
There's so many that I use all of the time. Now I have to look at my phone and see what they are because I can't remember. Let's see. What's a good one? I like TubeBuddy. I'm going to say TubeBuddy, the mobile app for my phone, because you can look in. It gives you real-time subscriber counts. It lets you, like, if you're one of those people that do all of your editing on your phone, you can do everything from your phone and do it right through the TubeBuddy app. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you can do editing and all that.
I mean, you don't do editing, but you can upload your thumbnail, you can write your description and your tags, and then editing, there are a million apps for your phone for editing that you could just use any one of those.
Yeah. How about a book recommendation?
What's a good one?
You might be a little biased on this one.
The Click Technique.
Oh.
The Click Technique by Lindsay Anderson, and it basically tells you SEO and how to dominate Google.
All right. And Joey, do you have any questions you want to throw out?
Yeah. If you weren't doing video today for marketing, what would you be doing?
Probably still blogging, because I did like blogging. Yeah, I do not like cold calling. I do not like, I don't want to call somebody who already doesn't want to talk to me. And then it seems like it's an adversarial relationship from day one. I'm trying to talk you into doing something that you really didn't want to do. If you're calling a for sale by owner, for example, they don't see your value and they're going to fight you tooth and nail. And I don't like buying leads because I feel like that has really just turned us into a commodity. They're forcing us to compete against each other. And how do they do that? By whoever's going to do it the cheapest, or the person that's going to answer their phone 24 hours a day. And they say that we are entitled to no downtime and we never get time off to spend with our families. They expect that we're just going to answer the phone all the time. And they don't do that in their real life. So why do they expect that of us? Like, we deserve downtime and we deserve a quality of life the same as anybody else, probably more so because of how hard we work. Yeah. And so it's like, I want to get business on my terms. I want to attract people that see my value, that want to hire me. And if that means I only get 2 leads a day instead of 10, I'm totally okay with that, because those 2 people are way better leads than the 10 that I would buy.
Absolutely. And I guess we'll ask one more question. How about when all this virus stuff is gone and things get back to normal, do you guys have like a specific vacation you would like to take?
Oh, no, not yet. We had one and we had to cancel it. We were going to go to Montana the first week of June. And I was so excited because my husband was going to go fly fishing and I was going to speak at a conference, but that was only one day. And then the other 6 days were going to be a family vacation. And then when all of this happened, I said, well, what if we drove out there instead of flying out there? We could take our RV and we could drive out there. But we just ended up having to postpone the whole thing. So maybe it'll be Montana, although I don't know when that would be. I'll be glad when we get back to normal. I'm planning a live conference in Savannah October 1st. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we're still going to be able to do it, because
Really?
it's going to be awesome. And so many people are coming, and I can't wait. And I don't want to have to cancel it.
What was that? So that's for the YouTube stuff?
Yep. It's for my YouTube for Agents coaching students. September 30th and October 1st here in Savannah. They hear me talk about it all the time. They're finally going to get to see what it's like here, and hopefully love it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And so agents can check your book out and the course at youtubeforagents.com, correct?
Yes, correct.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. We really appreciate you being here again.
Oh, thank you for having me a second time. This is awesome.
It's always great information. I mean, you are a wealth of knowledge when it comes to using this platform, YouTube, especially for real estate. So it's amazing. It's awesome.
Yep. It's been so effective for me. And the best part is that almost nobody is doing it. When you go and you search out your competitors on YouTube in whatever market you're in, there are very few people that are doing it. And so it's just a wide open playing field. If you could get in there and start making videos when nobody else is doing it, you don't even have to be all that great, and you'll still have 100% of the market share because you're the only one that's showing up there. So don't wait until everyone is doing it. Get in there and start doing it now.
Yeah, no, great advice. Well, thank you so much again. And agents, until next time, we will see you later. Oh, so don't forget also a webinar coming up if you're still listening or watching right now. Coming up June 10th, so don't miss that. All right? Karen's going to be sharing a lot more information. So we will see you then. You guys take care.
Later. Adios.
Bye.